Hi everyone, welcome back. As part of the today's session, I just want to explain you about the complete login flow on a Safari browser. So far, we have handled a native application directly and we are dealing with our application. Right now, I just want to deal with my Safari browser. So it means if at all there was a requirement for you to handle everything on your browser itself. So how are we going to deal with it is that particular flow that I want to handle right now, which is a dealing a Safari browser. So for which what I am doing means in my program, I have created a simple test for that, where in which let app XCUI application com.apple.mobile Safari, which is gonna launch a Safari browser, where in which establishing the instance and then a stop. I have already executed this particular program and kept it in a debugging mode. And right now I'm using a Pivo app so that whatever the mobile instance that I have on my mobile browser would be captured here so that I can identify the locators. So drill down and let us see what exactly the things that we have. See, basically there is a button identifier with a name as a label address, but I want to handle the text field, right? So button, search or enter. Okay, so there is a button that it is showing up. Okay, that's fine. So button identifier URL. Okay, so PO app dot buttons dot URL dot tap. Let me tap on it. So it's asking for that particular URL now where you need to enter the text field. So now PO app dot text fields, I was just retrieving that and this is a text field. Search for the website. Okay, perfect. Capture the identity for that particular text fields. So here, this is the text field and the type text HTTP www.saucedemo.com. Okay, let us see that. It entered the saucedemo.com. Now I need to click on a go button. pivoapp.buttons.go and I'm directly going with a tap. So tapping on that go button, so that opened that particular application. So whatever the steps that I have documented right now, let me put it in my program. So I just copied this URL and this is the first command. And after that, the second command is I want to enter my URL. And that's the second one. And the third one is I want to hit this particular go button. Perfectly all right. The go button is also retrieved. After this particular one, this screen is populating. So here, what I'm doing right now, PO app. So I was just printing up the whole instance of that particular app. And of course, it's inside a web view. Basically, that's fine. Let us see the locators that it is showing up. Okay, scroll down a bit. It's inside a web view. That's fine. There is a text field, and this text field has a placeholder username. So perfect. So PO app dot text fields, and this is a placeholder. And I want to perform a tap operation on that. See, it performed a tap operation, so I can enter a value. So type text. So in this application, they have their username. So standard user, right? This is what the user is. So I was just entering that. See, the standard user got entered there. And after that, I want to press a done button. So here, see done. D is in an uppercase. So PO app dot buttons of done. Okay, done. And I was using a tap operation on that. Okay, and I was using a tap operation on that. Okay, so now let me grab these two commands entering that particular one. So I copied this line of a code and I kept it here. Prior to that, I just want to wait until this got loaded. So wait for existence of a 60 seconds. Wait for username to display and then tap on that particular username and then enter this username value. And after entering the username value, press the done button. Okay, perfect. So it's pressing that particular done button too. And now we need to tap on the password text field. So here, PO app dot text fields. So out of these text fields, it's considering username as a text field. Maybe the password it's considering as a secure text fields. Let me try to do that. And there is a one secure text field here. Okay, ideally the password, it will consider it as a secure text field itself. Hence, I was just going in that way and it entered that. Okay, and if I scroll down further, I can see this is the password they have a given there. Okay, so which is a type. What is the password there? Secret sauce. Secret sauce is the password. Okay, let me try to run this and see whether it is entering the password or not. Perfect. And even after entering the password, I need to tap on the done button. So it tapped the done button. So all these are three lines I need to copy there. So first of all, it should, okay, it should tap on that particular password field, and then it should enter the password field value, and then finally it should press on the done button, and then excuse me, after this done button, it should press on the login button. PO app dot buttons. I know login is a button, hence I have defined that. And this login button is having an attribute. So PO app dot buttons dot login dot tap. I want to perform a tap on a login button. Perfect. So it successfully performed the tap operation on it. So copy this line and put it here. And it's up to you whether you want to put any static text here for the products or anything. So here what I want to do is PO app dot static text. So I just kept it as a static text. So where in which I want to give some assertion there. Okay, so that's the reason probably I will go with it's swag labs as a static text. Okay, so here what I'm doing means PO app dot static text of this swag labs exist. Okay, just exist. So it's a true. So now what I'm doing right now here is after pressing this particular one, if this is exist, print login is success. And prior to that, I need to add a synchronization. So wait for existence of a 60. After pressing on a login button, in order to get this static text, maximum wait for 60 seconds. And after that, you will get it. Okay, perfectly all right. My script is done. I have done with my test script right now. Okay, and in order to deal with this particular operation, maybe I might need to call delete of my browser cookies, as I have already logged in and I forgot to log out from the application. Hence I need to delete my browser cookies. In the previous session we have already written some logic to delete the cookies, right? So let me search for history, test delete history. Yes, perfect. In the login flow, the first and a foremost thing that I'm doing is I'm calling that particular delete history method. As both are in the same Swift file, directly I'm calling that particular test name itself. So when this execution comes into the picture, it will call this one first, which will delete the cookies, and then it will handle this particular operation. Let me try to run the test script and see how exactly it's gonna work now. So it should launch the preferences, from where it should delete the browser cookies, and then it should launch the Safari browser, and then it should perform these operations. Sorry, there is a debugger. I removed this debug point and I started my execution right now. It should enter the URL and then enter the username and then enter the password and then click on a login button. Wait for that existence and check that particular command and see here login success. Okay, perfectly all right. So this is the way how exactly we can deal with the Safari browser. So guys, earlier if you have seen, we did a native apps automation. So if at all there is a requirement for you to deal with a browser automation, you can go in this particular way. 90% of the scenarios on a website can be automated using this XCUITest. Okay, you can just identify just going with a print object automatically. The way how you have identified the native app, the similar way you can handle this particular app as well, the browser as well. Okay, cool, done the deal. Thank you, wish you good luck.